J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Here to break down The Chi, episode 6 for season 7. Yeah, it's been going on for a minute. This episode actually was a good episode, and the reason I feel it was a good episode, it drove me to some emotions, meaning it pissed me off in a few different parts of this episode, and that's good. It's good to have some type of feeling, whether you're happy, sad, pissed off, whatever. And these characters pissed me off this episode, and I'm ready to get into it. First off, who pissed me off the most first? I think everybody know who I'm about to say. Reg. Reg, man, I said it the last episode when I reviewed The Chi. Reg is trash because he bullying Jake. And you could tell, I guess, because I don't know, man. I wasn't this goofy when I was younger. When I was Jake age, Jake is at least, 18? So he over here sitting with Reg. He already see Reg kind of playing him. Reg peeped that he talking to the females or whatever. He talking about some, okay, well, at least you like females. But why don't you fight her over? You know, you talking to these older females, whatever. So he invite the girl over, which I'm thinking, dude, about to be on some BS. Don't do it. He had a girl come through and order some food. All he doing is hating, talking about I give you some room. This Negro sitting on the couch with him, sitting right next to him on the couch. Jake should have took her to his room then. He shouldn't have bounced and waited. Then he hating. What you messing with my little brother for? What you messing with the student when the teacher right here? Like, what? And then she did it. She then did it just like that. Now, here's the thing. Yeah, he was right. She ain't worth his time if she gonna go and mess with him just that quick. She wasn't worth his time. He talking about, I've been talking to her for a month. Yeah, shorty ain't worth it. But at the same time, you ain't supposed to prove it to me right in my face like that, dude. You ain't worth it either. You trash. You trash. And then he's sitting there kissing her while he's sitting on the other couch just looking. Whoa. Grimy. And then Jake need to go hit the weights, man. Straight up, man. You can't walk around thinking you grown and you weigh a buck 10, buck 20. You ain't got no force in your punches. You can't do nothing. You gonna get tossed on your ass. He ended up stealing on Reg. Reg like, whoop, dude flew across the room like he got punched by Debo or something on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm gonna get back into this a little later, but man, that pissed me off. That was grimy. Straight up. You gonna do him like that? Man, come on now. And then I'm so sick of Alicia. I'm so sick of Alicia. And first of all, how she coming Shad. Shad's stupid. Talking about some man, she need to be, I'm about to give her walking papers. Like, dude, come on now. This is the best thing ever happened to you. Where you about to go? Sit there and relive with Vic? You's a damn fool. Big fool. So what? She ain't so submissive. It's an old woman. She want her to be submitted to your goof ass. What to do? What? Sell shirts on her front lawn? To hang some old ass jerseys on her lawn? Them back, you need to throw them back in the garbage. Is them throw back to the garbage, man. What is you talking about? You want her to help you start a car wash or something? You idiot. But damn, she's stupid how she aired out that gun. Talking about who's rich. You think he had something to do with it? And then she just go and just shoot. I knew something was gonna happen to old Vic Mensa. I knew Sticky Vicky was in trouble. Who goes and does deliveries on foot? Then at the end, he finally had a ride. This dude did Uber Eats, door dashing on foot all day in the heat. I don't even know how they even did that anyway. Because nowadays, unless you got big money value, it's almost damn near impossible to have your own in-house delivery drivers because of the amount of money you got to pay them. It's just better to just get Uber Eats or DoorDash. Yeah, you got to pay them 30%, but you ain't paying no driver overhead and this and that. You can't make somebody work the register and doing deliveries and doing you. Come on now. Anyway, let me get to these comments. Y'all got some dope comments. Let me get to some of these comments. But yeah, Alicia trash for shooting like she did. And then I'm glad that they shot back. Red shot back. Thought about some, let's go. They damn near got killed themselves. Shoot. But you know, but Shad didn't know she was gonna do that. To Shad credit. He was shocked she did that stupidness anyway. So anyway, I am glad she called out Tiff about getting wet for Nuck. But why she so quick to pop Reg and do what she did, but didn't do nothing to Nuck, but then did something to Zay? You should have just took Nuck out if you that worried and think he had something to do with it. You don't want Tiff to be getting wet for him. Another thing I saw that's stupid that pissed me off this episode is Keisha, of course. But why she over there knocking on the window at Smokey's at Emmett mad when he was talking to his old gambling brother, and she got that big ass baby on her hip with her belly about to blow, about to bust, looking like a big nuclear bomb in her belly. Her belly, Tiff and Tiff belly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. When they were sitting there by that pool, Tiff belly was like up to her titties. I ain't never say she looked humongous. Humongous. I hope that's not real. P. Bronson, what's good with you? You say, I'm glad Jake got a punch in. I'm glad he got that punch in because that was the right thing to do. It was. And he was smart, I guess, in a way to wait till Shorty left to punch him because he would have got his ass kicked in front of Shorty and she would have boned his brother. That would have been double whammy right there. That's an ego punch. That would have been, ooh. Get beat up in front of her and went to the brother and she would have told people. That would have damn near ruined his rep. He'd had to move to a new city. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that didn't happen. But Jake need to hit the weights. Straight up. I got some skinny nephews, but they at least go hit some weights, and I'm pretty sure they punches may have some zap to it. I'm hoping. They older than Jake though. Damian Kenny was good, fam. DeMarcus Vaughn was good, boy. Bobby Bailey, you say Reg wrong for that. She wrong too. She was wrong, but what loyalty does a hoe have? Maybe he didn't know she was a hoe, but that's your brother, your older brother. So he's supposed to, even if she wrong, he ain't supposed to be. So she could have been trying to give it to him. He's supposed to say, I can't do that. That's my little brother. And then he could say, man, forget it. Then that would have been different, in my opinion. Pete Bronson, Alicia made me mad. You never find out who did it to your son if you just doing it to others without questioning them. Thank you. Thank you. And she created more problems. Everybody told her what she talking about. We got to kill the killers. Who she thinks she is? Queen Latifah? She the equalizer? She about to go around doing karate and killing killers? That's like what old girl said in last episode. Killers got mothers too. And they mothers probably don't know what they did. So you're going to be breaking their heart talking about what happened and this and that. Bobby Bailey, Jake need to man up. You ain't lying. He need them nuts to drop. He need to start eating steak every night. Steak. It's what's for dinner. Straight up. DeMarcus Vaughn, Jake got his karma. When Reg got with Teresa and Jake took Gemma away from Kevin. Boy, you knew this new girl name. I was like, Teresa. But yeah, I guess you got a good point there. Jake was a little shadier in how he did it. Reg did it more gangster, and he was quicker. he went right to the punch, literally overnight. I mean, instantly. But yeah, that is karma. You that's the truth. So Bobby Bailey, you say Reg ate that punch. That's why Jake should have actually hit him with a brick or something. He already saw that Reg took a punch from Vic, and he ain't throwing hard as Vic. So, he should have, man. I know you pissed. You got to do something. Should have drop kicked his ass on the couch. Crystal Reg is really PMO. I don't even know what that means. I'm slow, mama. I'm slow. DeMarcus Vaughn, Team Reg. I mean, I like Reg, but that was dirty. That was dirty. Bobby Bailey, you say Keisha still getting on my nerves, man. When is she not? When is she not, man? That's another thing. I'm about to go ahead and get to the last couple of these comments right quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and recap this episode. But they had a little fat boy. He was supposed to be fighting. Come on, EJ, sit down. Ooh. Ooh. Man, sit your fat ass down. P. Bronson, Keisha finally said something nicer to Emmett. She been verbally abusing him for a while. I didn't hear the nice part. He told her to chill. I'm pregnant and I'm hot. I got the right to be snapping. Oh, my goodness. You know what? You pregnant and you hot, I got the right to leave. I'm going for a pack of cigarettes. I'll be back. Crystal, you say, yeah, Alicia is unhinged. Like, Deron Sanders, Reg just step over homeboy dead body at the end like Iverson did that time. I can't remember who he stepped over, but it reminded me. He a coach now, Tyronn Lue. Iverson stepped over Tyronn Lue. Back up. Too bad Iverson ain't a coach. Imagine what Iverson team would be like. A team coached like a team of Iverson mentality. Man, that would be dope. So, anyway. JKE, what's good with you? Welcome to the chat. Soraya, Bobby Bailey, you know I don't like Keisha, but she wasn't that bad this episode. I didn't see too much of Keisha this episode. I can agree with that. She wasn't that she wasn't that memorable. You know what else I thought was dumb and pissed me off this episode? Okay, Damian Kenny, thanks for the translation of what PMO means. Because I'm slow, man. I am. That's what drives me crazy sometimes. I ain't never say I was the smartest or I'm so this or that. So when I be seeing stuff, I be thinking, what? Like, how in the world? Man, something been in my eye, it seems. Is that just me, or does it seem like sometimes it's something in your eye, like your eyelash or something, but it's not? But you seem like something. Anyway, what pissed me off this episode is when they had that little montage of him delivering the food to everybody. Everybody gonna question you? Who does this? Is that what people do nowadays? That old man, how much is it? 27. You trying to rock? Hey, man, you didn't know the price when you placed the order? You placed this order. We came in. Ain't nobody knocking on your door. Ain't no door-to-door barbecue salesman in this month. What the hell wrong with you, old ass man? And then, oh boy, is this genetically modified? You poison it. Hey, man, did you read the menu before you ordered? I wouldn't have got no tips. I would have been telling them, hey, man, you ordered this shit. What the heck? What you mean, what it got? Did you ask them when you placed the order? I thought that was crazy. I thought that was stupid. Anyway, I wouldn't have got no tips that day. Another thing in this episode that I didn't understand, maybe things are changing. I ain't lived in Chicago in a little bit now. But what I ain't understand is a blackout on the south side of Chicago. This is the south side of Chicago. That's what the show is about. It ain't the west side. And it ain't the north side. This show about the south side of Chicago. Southeast side, not southwest. Southeast. Chicago set up in the north-south. It's really a north-south city because Chicago is by the lake. East is people that live by the lake. And then west is away from the lake. And either you live northwest away from the lake, or northeast near the lake, or southeast by the lake, or southwest away from the lake. That's how it is. And so this is a southeast show. And I have not experienced in my life blackouts. Maybe that's something new. A lot of things have changed. Maybe electric cars. I don't know what's going on. But a blackout in Chicago, especially all day long, that's not something I ever saw or experienced. I'm not talking about a storm or something happened. A squirrel get zapped, because there's been squirrels that get zapped on the power lines in the alley. You could even hear it. Zap, bop, boop. Straight up. They get zapped. They scream for a second too. Yow! Anyway, I ain't know about that. But maybe y'all could tell me. Maybe Chicago Power, they ain't paying the bills. Maybe they need to upgrade, but I ain't know about that. Another thing I did like a little bit is they tried to do the montage from Do the Right Thing with the three little players, Sweet Dick Willie, and everybody sitting there drinking the beer under the little umbrella by the red wall talking crazy. Then we see old Detective Tootsie come on in. Why Tootsie? Questioning. So they got Detective Toussaint back on the case this season. I'm happy to see her. It's one of the big problems I've had with the show ever since season 2 is that they just cut all the police work out of the show, which was like a major point, in my opinion, of driving the show. And they just cut it all out. Now we see she's still been working the whole time. I guess she had other cases, which, hey, it is Chicago. I'm sure it's hard to be a detective and solve a case when you probably get how many cases a week, a day? I mean, it could be overwhelming. Anyway, she pulls up, and because earlier this episode, we see that boy, you got to be good to identify or think you know somebody by their eyes, because Reg and Jake were the ones robbing ATMs. And so she had the profile from one of the ATMs of the people. And so she's thinking it's Reg. She's been on the case for Reg to get her son out of prison. So she rolled by trying to ask questions with Vic, trying to see if Reg is back on the scene, which her doing this actually inadvertently is what caused Vic Mensa to get popped. Because when she talked to Bakari later talked to Lynn Whitfield, and then she ended up going equalizer on that ass, and Toussaint then caused the death of, Barbecue Boy. Anyway, we see this episode. Oh, here, I got a couple of y'all answering. Let me see what y'all say. You say JKE, at least the Shy, Todd, and Keith and Rashad being in prison together is their reason for hanging out. Majority of these relationships are so random on the show. You ain't lying. And they make too many of these people meet each other. And Chicago is so big. It's not that easy to meet and see and bump into people. Even on the south side. Crystal, you say, Jay, I think something like that happened before everybody power was out from it being extremely hot, but maybe it was from a storm back in the early 2000s. Yeah, maybe. Storms and stuff, things happen. Trees hit stuff. And I think, remember one time hearing about maybe a blackout on the north side of Chicago, I think. But anyway, so this episode start off with a blackout going across me before I get into it. DeMarcus Vaughn with the super chat just came through. I appreciate you for the super chat and spreading love in here. You know, every little bit helps. Some small operation trying to make it happen. You say, which character return was the most impactful? Lamar, B. Mickey, Reg, or Unique? I'd say Unique was probably not as impactful because he wasn't gone that long. Reg, I think, was up there. You say B. Mickey, no, and Lamar. So it's between Reg and Lamar. I'm going to say Reg just for the simple fact that Reg was gone the longest. And he was a more beloved character than Lamar was at the time he left. And he was gone for 5 years. So I think that, and nobody knew for sure. Whereas Lamar wasn't gone as long either. So, and having him back, he was gone just as soon as he was back. So, I don't know. I like to think maybe Reg, in my opinion, is probably the most impactful. Now, this episode start off with it being a power outage. Everybody hot in the city, sweating to the oldies. That's another thing. They play too much jazz. That's not real jazz, in my opinion. At least it's not jazz that I've heard before. And I don't know. I'd be like, I like the old music tracks they used to play for the show back in the day. Anyway, we see one of the first things is that everybody hot, texting everybody, trying to deal with the heat. But Big Belly Tiff living good with Alicia. That's the name, Lynn. With Alicia, they got a generator. I've been thinking about getting a Generac if I could afford one, but I haven't experienced any blackouts in Indianapolis either, so I don't know. Anyway, while they sitting there chilling, Alicia talked to her and she say, hey, you know, how you doing? I'm all right. Oh, that's good, yeah. Hey, man, don't be catching no feelings for nothing. She like, what? She said, yeah, I overheard you talking to Keisha. Don't be getting no feelings for somebody that could have had something to do with the death of your baby daddy. And don't be, busting it open and giving up no cootie cat to nobody while you still pregnant with my grandbaby. Poking them all in the head, putting oil all on his hair. We don't need that. Giving him extra conditioner all on his head and shoulders. Anyway, so I don't know, man. Alicia is very controlling. Although she is right, she shouldn't be messing with Nuck of all people. It looked like old Icky Vicky want to get some. He said, I wouldn't mind waking up next to Tiff every day. Well, I guess he ain't that gay. But Tiff fine. I ain't gonna lie, Tiff a bad little bra right there. I mean, I didn't admit it. I love me a red bone. But Tiff a bad little shorty though. She a cutie. And I don't know if she need to get some of that Icky Vicky up in her though. Anyway, we see that after all that happened in the curve, we learn a new thing about Emmett's little weirdo brother that popped up from another mother. And this dude asked, can he borrow 3 racks? Talking about he behind on some bills and he really gambling and stuff. Dude, I've never asked anybody for $3,000 in my life. I never asked nobody for $1,000 in my life. I've had somebody give me $1,000 before, which was a blessing, but I didn't ask, hey, can I get $1,000? Can I get $3,000 for this or that? What? And then we later see him and Hannibal as boys now, and he over here playing cards. First of all, the way he was talking at the table, I thought dude was about to get beat, murked, something. He taking all that money and you talking all nerdy. Well, it was actually mathematically impossible. I thought dude was gonna steal on him. And when you in certain places in the gambling stuff, it can go down like that. They'll take your money after you won. I thought he might have got robbed after this over, which they basically got hustled. But one thing I do know, Ed and Shy at the crib, you need to be careful who you gambling with, where you are, all kind of things. Because somebody could come and rob the gambling table. Rob all y'all. You know, the people you playing with can rob you or do it. Man, there's so many things. And him and Hannibal, they end up losing 6 racks on some cards. I can't gamble, man. I just can't do it. Not like that. Ooh-wee. Ooh, Charlie. That was something else right there, wasn't it? Anyway, we see Damien Kitty. You say Emmett and Damien are Irish twins, but they're not the same age, are they? I thought he was younger than Emmett. And I ain't talking about like a few months or minutes. Hold on, let me get some water. Irish twins. Y'all kill me with that stuff. I remember the first time I learned about Irish twins. I think Miss Crafty told me about that, Irish twins. Twins. Anyway, this episode was pretty good. One of the things, so they had Vic Mensa walking down the street with 2 bags, Uber delivery bags. All them food is cold. It's going to take you way too long to walk and deliver this food and get back. I would never, unless we on the same block or 2 blocks away, I would never want no damn Uber delivered or no food delivered on foot. What's crazy is he had all them people that he had to deliver and take stuff to. Told old boy he got to charge extra for barbecue sauce. On barbecue? You got to pay extra for the sauce on barbecue? That's the literal name of the damn dish, barbecue. Anyway, you going to give this woman with all these baby kids a meal for free because she couldn't find the rest. Man, you tripping. Straight up, man. I used to do deliveries, okay? One of my first side jobs, because I never was a full-time delivery driver, and I never did it as my only job. It'd always be my second or third income stream or whatever. But when I was 16, I started doing barbecue deliveries on the north side of Chicago. And I ain't never do that. But that was the north side. But I will say a story about I did do pizza deliveries for Donato's and Papa John's and who else? No, I ain't never worked for Pizza Hut. Just them 2. Anyway, working at Papa John's, I did a delivery once and Shorty didn't have, I think she was like $1 short. I told her I'm about to take this food back. She like, hold on. And she went and found $1. Like, first of all, I'm broke as hell, driving around. I don't know you. You ain't about to give me a slice. It ain't like the movies where you think somebody gonna offer you some head for some pizza. They not. And that mean I gotta pay for it. And shoot, I would be making like what? $50 a night if I was lucky. And I'm paying $20-something for your pizza. That worked the half of the day for free. Maybe I was broke and struggling and he doing pretty good. He do got Dom on his side. I didn't have Dom. I was single, a single parent, trying to make it. Barely could have gas money for the night. Anyway, we see he giving away stuff to the females. But Another thing we see with the females this episode is the church had a picnic. And then we had white chocolate show up to the picnic. Now, I don't agree with them making her leave. Maybe I'm tripping. Yeah, it's a black church. It was all black people. And then him and Big Nose Dre gonna run up on no girl saying, you can't be here. This a black church. What? And they appreciate what her father did. He's banging Shorty, but then don't want. I don't know. I think they got it. He talking about he already had one scandal. Don't want. Then why you messing with her? And then why you don't have her come if her father is a pastor and he involved in different stuff or whatever the case may be? Then you could have her there. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but like at the church I go to, white girls and people go there. Not a lot, but it's a couple. It's a couple. And they probably hood or whatever. But at the same time, they go, and it's a big church I go to. It's at least a couple hundred people go there. I like bigger churches, not the smaller ones, because they be begging too much. Anyway, my pastor ain't messing with him, I don't think. But if he was, I think the problem would be because he's married, and if he married to a sister, and then if he divorced her and then started messing with these, that would be bigger problems than what happened in this case where his woman was messing with the young boys and he got rid of her, and now I don't know. I just think that's kind of whack. And we'll see. DeMarcus Vaughn, you say Pastor Ezekiel made Sarah leave the church function. I thought that was messed up. Not that I be saving or caping for the white girls. I actually in my life never had a serious relationship with a white girl. Not that I wouldn't, but I didn't and I haven't. And the way things is looking, I probably will never. So, hey, it is what it is. Now, smashing is a different thing. I had all kind of flavors of smash burger. Anyway, what else happened this episode that was crazy? We already know Reg basically set up his own brother just so he could get some, which is really dirty because when he saw that Jake talk to girls his age, he could have been like, tell Shorty come through and bring a friend. That's like, duh. That's something that's so obvious. That's something that we've been saying and doing since high school. Damn, that's who you messing with? She got a friend? I think even females say that if they girl got a nice dude or something, they be like, he got some friends, he got a boy, whatever. But Reg don't do that. He want her. Dang, that's so grimy. So grimy, man. All he had to do was say, damn, all right, little bro, she got a friend, tell her come through. Tell her bring a friend. They could have both been great. They could have been happy. They could have had the food. He could have been happy looking up to his brother, but instead you want to take from your little brother. You want to use your little brother to the point where you all get in a fight. Vic came right on time, didn't he? That's the one thing I hate about TV shows and stuff is rarely do people come on time when you need them. Unless you called and set it up. But after they had a fight, Jake tried to run in his room and hide. But I don't agree with him saying you could keep this apartment. I'm going to stay with Vic. Man, you should have kicked him out of there. You should have told Vic, Trig, whoever he want to be, take him out of here. Make him leave. But then again, Reg will probably be waiting outside and beat him up. Take the keys, go in there, probably take the car. He probably ain't had no choice. Reg would have probably terrorized his little ass. which is a damn shame. That's your little bruh. And that's what you're going to do? That's how you going to treat him? So, that was trash right there. Real trash. Reg is trash. And I don't want to put like a little thought, little jump off as to be put over, but it's the principle. He could at least just said, hey, tell her bring a friend. And that was it. But he ain't want that. He wanted to check him and show something, prove something. So, Soraya, you say Damian Kenny, Irish twins is when it's the same mom. Hood twins are by different moms. Okay, Soraya, breaking it down, clarification for us. I didn't even know about the difference between hood twins and Irish twins, to be honest. It makes sense, though. DeMarcus Vaughn, you say Alicia should have known Reg worked under her brother Quentin and Duda. Well, I don't know about that. She may not know everybody that worked for them and all the stuff they was doing. So I get what you saying, but she probably wasn't. It's hard to know who everybody worked for somebody else type stuff is. I'll give her credit on that one. J Doe, what's good? You say howdy room. Once again, no notifications regarding your live. I even unfollowed you, then follow back and subscribe with all selected. Man, if you ain't know by now that it's a conspiracy over here, I don't know what to tell you, man. It is, I don't even want to get too sidetracked, but it's a reason why my channel don't grow like it used to. And it just messed up. It's a reason why other channels grow exponentially and have oh my goodness. Anyway, and let me also say I don't even know all the exact reasons. I'm just saying it's a reason. It's not a mistake. I'm gonna say that. I'm not gonna say I know all the reasons and everything because I don't. I don't even understand why, to be honest with you, and how. But I do know it ain't an accident and some things is happening and I can go down and point to some things and stuff. But anyway, that's a whole nother video. JKE, you say, yeah, I don't think she know the underbosses of their business. I agree with that. Oh, here's one thing I'll say in regards to what you were saying. Best thing I can say is, and this really does help me, is subscribe and follow me on Facebook as well as on Twitch and Twitter, because the more platforms you follow, I go live on these and then you get the notification. So if you miss it on one platform, then the other platforms, you have a chance to do this, because YouTube is the only platform that's really giving me the business. And I ain't talking about good business. Anyway. And also Twitch, which I plan to do a lot more content on Twitch. I was playing some more basketball 2K, but I had to slow it down because I've been working on these apps and stuff. So I don't know. Dame Kenny say he get the notifications often. I don't know, man, what's going on, man, to be honest. Soraya, like I told y'all, I ain't lie. I say I don't know all the I know it's something happening. I don't know all of it myself. I investigated a little. It's tiresome. It is what it is. It is what it is. Soraya, you say, yeah, Reg has always been trash. He plotted to take the chick before she even got there. As soon as he saw the picture. Probably even before he saw the picture, he was trying to find a way to smash, and he didn't want to go out and do the work or hollering at somebody. So he cherry picked from his little brother. That is trash. I won't say Reg has always been trash. I'm not saying he's been upstanding gentleman either. But he trash for real. And I thought before he's the type to get Jake some, not take it from him. But I guess that's when he was probably looking at him as little brother and trying to get him some. Remember, Reg was sitting in that pool with all them thick dime pieces and everybody around in that little baby pool in his house. Back then, that Reg would have got Jake some. He wouldn't have took it from him. But now this Reg doing so bad, he going straight to grimy mode. And I think that explanation that Vic had when he was talking with Jake and he was saying, Jake asked him, why is he like that? Why is he so grimy? And he said that he ended up having to be the bully at one time and fight for, his own. And that once he ended up feeding himself and hustling on the block and having to do that so much that he ended up embracing it. He liked it. He kind of forgot who he was in a sense. And so he always a bully, and in a way, he's the kind just like Nuck want to run they mob by fear. And he would have been he act pretty similar to Nuck. We see also this episode, Nuck had the funeral for dude that he popped for being flashy. And all them people was there. I don't understand how he's, boy, one man could keep that many people scared? Really? They could turn on him and take him out. But one of the things they leave out that's the real key to why a lot of people was the man on the block and why they wasn't, at least in my experience. And this was something that you had to keep a secret. Your connect. So a lot of times you the man because you had to connect. People used to keep that connect precious. So if you was the one that can get the keys and flood the block, you know what I'm saying? You didn't let people know that connect. Like Loco, Jay Pusher would never have met Loco. Never. Never. Like they would never let anybody else meet Loco. Because what would happen is then he could work with them. He would get to know them. And then it could cut your business what they need you for. If anybody can go and get it with Loco, what we need you for. And it undercuts you and your power. So the person with the connect, the person with the trust with the connect, usually is the boss because you're the one that can get the work. That's why they call it work. That's why they call it the connect. You have the connection to the work. So without you, none of us got no work. Anyway, if Reg take out, that's the one thing, like if Reg take out Nuck, he can't take over the mob because he don't have a connect. Who is the, like he gonna go and talk to the connect? Well, now you work with me. I killed him. He don't, that ain't how it work. He could be like, I'm straight. He don't even have to meet him. He don't even know who it is. He don't even know who it is. So that's one of the things on why people like that stay in power or don't get taken out is because they got to connect. Now, when he took out Duda, how we know he knew to connect? I know I'm overthinking, but that's how it normally is. So when he took out Duda, if he didn't already have a relationship with the connect, it might have been over then. J Doe, what's good, man? Appreciate you coming through, spreading love with the super chat. You say, let me know when you touch on the subject of some parents thinking their children are servants in perpetuity. Man, definitely, that's something right there. I mean, I thought about that even more a little bit. And one of the things I think is like the baby boomers and stuff generation, they are so spoiled. That's the richest generation ever. Even if they weren't a rich parent or person, they enjoyed America being at the top because after World War II, That's when people be talking about make America great again. They don't really understand that time period from World War II to the 60s or whatever, early 70s, most of Europe was blown up. Japan was blown up. It wasn't much competition from other places and factories, and we had it all, and things changed, and now they all spoiled and used to having things their way. And man, they definitely ain't going out like some G's. The World War II generation, they went out like some G's. They weren't big babies like that. But the parents of today, oh my goodness gracious. Spoiled, spoiled, spoiled. And they want you to feel sorry for them because they older or whatever. You know, yeah. But that's a whole nother subject too. We go on and on and on. uh Definitely though, there's a lot of stuff going on with that. You ain't lying. I'm gonna have to come back on Saturday, maybe after tomorrow I do the interview with Scott Fowler from The Godfather of Harlem. We talk about that a little bit. So I appreciate you, man, for coming through. JKE, you say exactly. Reg want to align himself with the mob affiliates. He been gone for years. He just be the goofy that killed Nut. Exactly. And that's the thing. Yeah, everybody ain't lived the gang life. And I ain't saying I lived the gang life like I was so deep entrenched, but I lived it enough to know that that's exactly what would happen. They make it seem like gang members will just follow whoever killed the leader. No, they won't. No, they won't. You ain't putting no money in their pocket. You probably killed somebody that was and that they already had established. You ain't coming with a better offer or plan. Like, dude, we about to take your ass out. Like, what? So, that's whack. J Doe, you say hopefully YouTube notify. I know, right? It'll be noon Eastern time tomorrow. I'll be live, so there you go. Mark it down. But definitely get back into it. I'll try to go into it a little more before we get up out of here too. Oh, J Doe gifted 5 memberships. So hey, if anybody want to be a member, now's your chance. Join up. Appreciate you, J Doe. Thank you, my brother. One of the things that we saw this episode, I'm glad they touched on, and it's something that a lot of people, I had to get my thing, boy. A lot of people are starting to have more problems with, and I'm lucky to dodge this problem, and it's gambling. And they were showing how bad it is with the gambling. They were saying Emmett brother was bad on sports gambling and gambling on the cards now and gambling on this and that. Man, gambling is really dangerous as far as an addiction, man. And you could lose a lot of money really fast. Ain't no way I could lose $6,000 smoking weed. That's like for the whole year. Anyway, yeah, man, gambling because of DraftKings and all of these new apps that they have available. They say more people are gambling and losing money than ever before. I just saw this documentary not too long ago, and it was touching on a few different things, or it was a TV show or something I saw. I don't know what it was. Anyway, they were showing how so many people, because before you used to have to go to a casino or off-track betting or something to gamble. You had to get in your car, go somewhere, do this stuff, which, it takes some work. Whereas now, if all you got to do is open your phone and boop, 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 and you done lost money, it don't take any work. And people losing money betting on all kind of stuff, betting on the weirdest stuff like table tennis at 4 a.m. and there's nobody in the audience. They just playing against it. And there's people betting. It'd be like hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line on these obscure games and stuff. It's like really, really crazy. So my point to sum that up is don't ever spend money you don't really have. That's one of the things I've always tried my best not to do, is try not to spend money you can't afford losing. And boy, that's all I can say on that one. I don't, like I say, I ain't no professional, but JKE, you say if we are going by hierarchy, Alicia could offer a bag to the 63rd mob and get Nuck and Reg whacked. They should have Alicia link up with the OG 63rd leader, Duda spoke to in prison from season 2. Yeah, but this the thing. We ain't really seen how she got her little gangster credit and how deep she is, or with respect or whatever. We really don't know anything other than what? She got a little money and she was what? Married to a lawyer? So I don't get why she thinks she's so gangster and about to run all this stuff, unless I'm missing something. I forgot it. So you can't just go and meet with gangsters and talk about you gonna run this. And if she offered them a bag, yeah, they may take Reg out or Nuck out, but they could just keep it. And then what would she do? Nothing. Try to what? Do this whack ass drive-by she did. And again, they not, I don't know. I know in my experience, people selling dope on the street ain't that stupid. If they'd have took that money and took him out, okay, where we gonna get work from next month? Like we be all unemployed. Who gonna beat the connect and get some work? So again, I don't see how that type of stuff would work out, because now she found one rogue person maybe, and they did it and they kept all the money, and then they just didn't give a damn about what happened with everybody else. I could see that maybe, but I don't see her being able to take over, or like they'd all start listening and taking orders from her and doing this. That's like TV. They Ron Sanders, you say, Hannibal, a fool. Ain't no way I'm gambling any kind of money with a newbie in spades. Spades not a game, it's a way of life. Hey, you right though. I ain't busting spades with nobody that's a newbie. Not for that kind of money. 3 racks? I don't know about y'all, but that's a lot of money to me. $3,000. No, it's not life-changing money. No, I'm not about to be able to retire, but I can do a couple things with 3,000. A couple things, straight up. 3,000, I can do a couple things with that. So yeah, I'm not playing around with dude. Now he is intelligent, and it's a double-edged sword, because with intelligence you can do things, but because of that you think you more accomplished than you really are, because it also has something called experience. And just because you're intelligent don't mean you're experienced enough to be doing certain things. Anyway, we see he talking about because he can count, you can play spades. Technically, yes, but actually, no. That's like saying, because I'm tall enough to touch the pedals and move the wheel, I can drive. Technically, yes. But actually, it's a lot more to driving than pushing the pedals and turning the wheel. I mean, hell, I drive without even pushing the pedals. So it shows that it's a lot more to that than just doing that. Awareness, space, all kind of different things that go into it. So, you know, that's all. JKE, you say you right, Jay. I thought they'd go the route of Reg and Alicia working together, especially if he mentioned quitting. This Bakari mix up to start a 3-way war is wild. Yeah, that is wild. I don't get it. And then especially she kicks it off by taking down a random innocent bystander. I mean, she could see he was sitting there talking to him, getting the food. She ain't even wait. I guess she was going to take them both out. Shouldn't have been delivering food to the bad guys. Let me go ahead and give this MOSCORE rating, and then Let me put the link in here if anybody want to talk about this episode. I just was over here rambling. I ain't realized it's already been an hour and I ain't did my MOSCORE. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my MOSCORE rating, and then if anybody want to come and talk about some stuff, we can chop it up. Let's do it. All right. The MOSCORE, my rating system I use, be non-biased, real simple, as most of you already know. 4 categories, 25 points each, give you a total of 100. Let's get into it. The first category, visual cinematography. The show uses modern cameras. They try to make it look modern. Overall, nothing that's coming to mind after this first watching that I thought was some amazing visual or cinematography. She popped Vic at the end, and then we kind of see him leaking. We don't know if he gonna make it or not. Could be karma, since he did take somebody out his damn self and got away with it. But who knows? Anyway, I'm gonna give it a 19 out of 20. It really wasn't nothing ringing a bell to me, but it was on par with good quality overall. Storyline, plot. I enjoyed this episode, storyline and plot, more so than some previous episodes. They pissed me off a lot in this episode with Ridge and Jake and all the stuff going on with them, with the white girl, and of course Alicia and all of that. So it was a lot going on. It brought some good emotions out of me. I yelled at the TV a couple times, and if y'all didn't, I don't know what show y'all was watching, what episode. So I'm gonna give this storyline and plot a 21 out of 25. So I thought it was a little slightly better than the normal. And a normal, I'd say a solid B would be a 20. Special effect, makeup, costumes. This ain't really a big special effect show, but the costumes, the makeup, we only really saw with Vic getting shot a little, which wasn't too much with the special effect makeup stuff. Costumes, everybody on par with what they doing. I will say them trying to recreate the Sweet Dick Willie from Do the Right Thing scene with the 3 men sitting there talking crazy under the umbrella. I did like that little bit of how they had everybody wearing them tight shorts, looking old and tired and hot. That was kind of funny, interesting, good cinematography as well. I'm gonna give it a 19 though out of 20. And then last but not least, the most important, entertaining, fun factor. Was it entertaining? You enjoy it? What most people say when they give a rating is, how did it feel to them? How did they like it? And I'm gonna put this out of 25. I'm gonna give this episode 22 out of 25 as far as my enjoyment level. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed getting mad at these people, yelling at the TV, saying they stupid and crazy. It was better than the last episode where I didn't have anything come up. Not like that. So it's good to feel something than to be bored or not be driven to feel anything. And so I'm interested to see how it's gonna play out. I'm wondering what's up with Nuck and his little quest with the Lord, as he's still dancing with the devil. I'm wondering how that's gonna play out. Papa, him and Nosy Dre, they trying to convince Pastor Cavassier to start a dating service with the Lord, dating with the Lord. So they want to start doing matchmaking, which Dre, he about to match all them. He about to match all them up with his maker. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so it got a few things that's got me still interested. Reg, Jake, and Trig. That's the most interesting storyline with me. When Reg told Jake to invite old girl over, I didn't even want to go to the next scene. I wanted to go right to what's happening when she get here and what's happened. Every time they cut from them to go see what other people was doing, I would have fast forwarded to just see their parts. They got the best parts this episode, especially the most interesting what they doing or not doing. And I'm here for it. Yeah, Reg is trash, but he made the show a whole lot more interesting, in my opinion. I could have did without some of the other stuff, but him and then seeing Alicia, which then is still tied into him. So again, what Reg, Jake, and Vic got going on, tied in with Alicia, that's the show, in my opinion. That's the show. The rest of the stuff kind of getting in the way. But that's me. That's my opinion. Y'all don't know. Y'all let me know. But that's the show. I ain't really too interested in the barbecue or in all these damn babies. Definitely ain't trying to hear no more of Keisha. I'm sick of her and what her storyline's whack. I'm thinking the only thing is maybe she has some problem with the pregnancy that make us back interested in what she doing. Because what does she do? Where does she work? What does she complains too much. She should be thanking her lucky stars. Anyway, and also I don't like Keisha as much because that baby is Nux. I don't like that. I felt better knowing the baby was given to her against her will. If I was Emmett, be like, man, I don't know, man. So you liked this dude. You was already smashing him. You barely knew him. I don't know, man. Oh, what did I say my MOSCORE was? 81 is what it came out to, 81. Damn, Kenny, you say it was a 90. Um, yeah, I could get why you would say that. The MOSCO sometimes because of the categories with special effects and cinematography and things. A show like this that doesn't have special effects and cinematography is hard to get a certain score. But this episode, maybe I could give it a little bit more points in the category of how I, entertainment fun factor, how I felt about it. I gave it a 21, 22? I don't remember. Anyway, it was a good episode, as in pissing me off with some of these characters and what they did. And I wouldn't give it a 9 out of 10, but a 85 maybe. JKE, you saying Nuck want Tiff too. Damn, he doing Emmett like Future did Bow Wow. LOL. Hey, that's exactly what it is. Think of Future as Reg and then Jake or Emmett as Bow Wow. How would you be looking at that? Like, oh man, they soft. If they was smashing, oh, I'm about to take this. And they ain't gonna do nothing about it because they soft. If I was Emmett, I'd be mad though at Nuck. Like, dude, you trying to get with her? Okay, he can't really say nothing about Keisha, although Emmett was with Keisha first. They wasn't together when they got up, so that's one thing. But now you kind of pushing up on Tiff. Hold up, Playboy. But then again, Emmett's soft, Nuck a killer. It's only so much he could do or say. Emmett ain't gonna try to kill him and take it to that level. So I don't know what to say. And that's another thing that was contradictory I just thought of. But if you look at this last episode, in the beginning, they do the recap with Nut Popo Boy, and then he say bury him with his chains on. But then we see them at the funeral. Normally, when you pop somebody like that, they would go and dig a hole. But maybe that's the old school way. I did watch Goodfellas this afternoon, and damn man, Goodfellas is such a good movie. That's where I hold like my ratings for a 10 on stuff like a Goodfellas, man. Goodfellas is such a good movie, man. It really is. It holds up well. Goodfellas is a 10 in my book, my opinion. That's a good movie. Anyway, they would dig a hole for you. They pop you, they go dig a hole for you. Anyway, Yvonne Cox, you say I give it a 7 till the end. I will give it a 7.5. Yeah, I get that. I mean, those things with Reg and Jake really pissed me off, and what Alicia did. But if it wasn't for those two scenes or whatever things in the episode, they had a tough episode. Deron Sanders, you say this has been the best season since season 3. Since season 3, Reg does make a difference, even though these filler episodes have been great. Okay, season 3 wasn't that good in my opinion. That's the first one without Reg, and they were still trying to find their way. They still had old boy mama on the show, and they was moving or whatever. They had a lot of stuff they were still working through, in my opinion. I think the show struggled in 3 and 4. I think it got good again in 5 when they started focusing on Duda a lot more, and 6. In my opinion, we all got our own opinions. Ain't nobody right or wrong. But that's another thing. Oh, yeah, Bobby Bailey, they found Bakari DNA in his throw up. I knew that was a problem when he threw up, but to find his DNA in some puke, I don't know enough about DNA, but damn, if they can do that, technology is getting tight. You know, it's about to be that worldwide net. It's already cameras everywhere on the outside of damn near every building. So you drive past, they can track dudes. So anyway, it's about to be a point where they're gonna know every DNA strand and movement you make, track everything. It's getting out there, boy. Getting scary. Let me get up out of here, y'all, man. JKE, you say why Alicia just didn't ask Bakari what the hell that detective asking you about my son for, LOL. For real. And why she keep asking him like he know every damn thing? He still lied because she asked, do you think Reg could have had something to do with it? And he talking about some, I don't know, maybe. When you know who popped Rob, you know who did it. You could have just said, I don't know, I doubt it. No, I don't think so. I think you already got who did it. I think Zay did it. No, you got an innocent man pop. I don't know. I try not to get innocent people in trouble in my path in life. Havana, you say I'm gonna need for some people to stop bashing Keisha character and stop comparing her to her trash mother. Now I ain't never compared her to her trash mother, but I have been on her head. Keisha ain't, man, she's not appreciative. She complains too much. And she's really hard on Emmett, who's doing a lot for her. So, I just think she need, and just because you pregnant don't give you the right to not be appreciative. To what? Now, because you pregnant, you what? You could be a asshole, basically. That's like me saying because of my injury or something, I got the right to be upset, or I got the right to do this or that. No, I think we should all try to treat each other better, especially if it's our loved ones. You know, Yvonne Cox, they gonna have drones with cameras following you everywhere. Pfft, it's worse than that, baby. Worse than that. It's in space. Satellites. We don't need the drones for it. Satellites in space. They can zoom in right now. It's satellites in space. They can zoom in and see your face pretty much, see what you wearing, everything, you know. So yeah, and the way it's going and things, they'll be able to track a satellite, put it on you. And it was a movie about this. What's the movie? I ain't talking about Eagle Eye, although Eagle Eye is a really good movie. Really good movie. Y'all want to watch a movie that's a scary movie? Watch Eagle Eye with Shia LaBeouf. That movie, those movies are scary to me. That's scary. Eagle Eye, if y'all ain't seen it, watch that. And that movie is probably 10 years old now. So I know it's real. Anyway, Havana, you say Emmett has been the one complaining in this season. What? Complaining about what? Keisha? I mean, it's about time he complained on her. But if anything, I would say Keisha complaints way drown out whatever Emmett's saying. I ain't even noticed Emmett was saying stuff. Havana, I'm over Bakari. He sealed his fate lying to Alicia. Yeah, that was messed up. That was dirty. That was a bad move. He young. He probably ain't thinking 3, 4 steps ahead, but he basically got somebody popped for nothing. Damian Kenny, Enemy of the State. Now that's a good movie, but the difference with that is it was people still doing the stuff. It was a team of people working for old boy that was using all this stuff. The difference with Eagle Eye is it's AI doing it with the technology, even better technology. But Enemy of the State will let you know some things. And that was in like 99. So Enemy of the State, that's a joke compared to now. All those people working together to try to get them an Enemy of the State, they would all be AI today. You could have one person doing the work of all those people, except for the one chasing them down the street part. But, anyway. Before I get up out of here, I will touch out to those that may have older parents or whatever they dealing with, trying to help them out. And then also I think we the forgotten generation. Everybody talk about millennials. They go from baby boomers to millennials. They don't talk about Generation X. We are the children of the baby boomers. If you were born between 67 and 80, like 1967 and or no, like 1960 and 1980, something like that. You are Generation X. And we ain't that young now. We in our middle age, and some of us dealing with stuff and health issues. We have kids too. Our kids are millennials, a lot of them, or Generation Y or Z, whatever. Anyway, the problem with that is that we try to help out and deal and do the best we can for some of these, for some of our older relatives or parents and things, and they are not very straightforward and honest a lot of times, just being real. They will ask for a lot of things and you'll do a lot of stuff, and then they'll complain and say things to other people as if they don't have help or do these things, but they'll leave out that they did have it and they did this or spent that or did whatever. And It's very difficult when you try to do all that stuff, and people can be, for example, Reg, Jake, and Trig, they mama came and they had the dinner and they was trying to be together. And she, I'm sure she ain't my age, but she is probably the last of the baby boomer generation, maybe, or an earlier version of Generation X from born in the 60s. Nevertheless, you know, she, I think it's the most difficult thing that a person can deal with in a way, trying to repair or help parent, a older parent, because a child even, it's a better rules and help and things. But if a parent, they don't want to listen, they want the help, it's nothing you can do. It's not like your child where you can make them do stuff or listen or help. They want the help, but then they don't want the help from you, and then they'll say, well, I ain't a child, but then they act like one and need all this stuff. And I just think, man, I started going to church. I started going back to church. I'm gonna tell you, man, this is something else, man. I don't know what. Some people like to go to therapy and things. I don't know about that. I've never been to therapy in my life, so I can't say it's good or bad. I hear a lot of people say it's good. Hey, more power to them. But I wipe my mouse. But what I say is, man, one of the things that's really weird to me is when I go to church. Uh, Sometimes he'd be saying stuff, and I'd be thinking like he talking to me. I don't know, man. Is that just me? But not every single thing he say or do. But I guess you got to go to a good church. But I know that's happened like 3 or 4 times in the last 3 or 4 times I went. He'll be saying stuff, and I'm like, that's exactly what I was just feeling or going through. So anyway, he was talking about forgiveness and other stuff and different things. So anyway, what? Big Mama Chronicles. AJ, where's my money? You paid for me on the website, and I have you head, and you didn't pay me it. And I have you head, and you didn't pay me after you left out of the hotel room in Chicago. You paid for my service. Where's my money, man? Jay, I'm not playing. You said you were on an episode of Force and you was an actor. Where's my money? It's blocking time. Hey man, what the hell are you talking about? I paid for your service. What service? What website? You got me confused. You got me confused. I ain't paid you a damn thing. First of all, you don't even make no sense. You say, where's your money? Then you say, you paid for me on the website. And so if I paid for you on the website, what you talking about? Where's your money? I paid for you on the website and then didn't pay after you left out of the hotel room. Well, if you let me leave and I didn't pay, then that's on you, because I sure wasn't leaving fast. You sure saw which way I was going. If I was leaving and you let me leave and they pay, that's on you. That's your fault. I ain't paying you for no damn head, no way. So that might be a true story, because I sure wouldn't have paid for nothing that I ain't about to enjoy. Wasted money. I might as well be gambling, giving money away. Damien Kitty, Big Mama has Jay confused with Rojas. Yeah, that was Rojas. That wasn't me. That was Rojas. Rojas owe you the money. He ain't been there with Loco. Rojas and Loco have the money. They can send it to you if that is what you want. But Jay don't have it, no money, no dinero, no dinero. It was Rojas. Did he have one of the ha? This is Jay. Or did he have no ha? If he have no ha, that is the Roja. He owed you the money. No to me, I no dinero. No, no, sí, no dinero, sí. Boy, Big Mama, what you talking about? You owe me $30 more. You only paid me a 20. A 20, twin. Nah. If I only gave you 20, that means it must have only been worth 20. You say all together everything is 150 and not only received 120. Well, then that means you didn't do $30 worth of whatever everything was. Instead of getting a tip, you got shorted. Big Mama. Pay Big Mama and Booger Sugar. JKE 120 for some head. I know that's right. Big Mama, your prices was too high. Let me stop playing. I don't know who the hell this Big Mama is. I damn sure ain't had nobody in no hotel rooms, and I damn sure ain't never paid nobody. You right on that one. I did pay because I don't know who the hell you is. I don't want nobody to get confused to think I'm over here getting busted by one of my Diddy Juice party participants. This is me playing around with somebody on here. I don't know who the hell this is. I damn sure ain't never had nobody in no room with me, and I damn sure wouldn't pay no $120 for no head or 100 for everything. Everything what? You had some pizza from Italian Fiesta? You had $100 worth of weed and $40 worth of pizza. That's about it. The hell you talking about? JKE, y'all know, right? False accusations like a mug. Uh-oh, Big Mama put a picture in there. Took a picture of me and put it on there. Look at you. You's a weirdo. Put my hat back on. My name is Teresa. Okay. I still don't know you. Was my thing big or small? Was it a 2-minute or was it a one night extravaganza? You let me know. Was it big or small? Inquiring minds want to know. Since you over there taking screenshots of my face and putting it in your thing, you real bored. Stephen Harris, you say your thing with Alicia, she off and everybody else button up. If she think he involved, why is he still walking? Why does she take his word for it if she don't even trust him? I know. I was saying that earlier. That's so stupid. She took everybody else out at the drop of a dime, but giving him the benefit of the doubt for the longest time. But at the same time, you don't believe him. Well, just take him out, and then you ain't got nothing to worry about. JKE, Teresa, why is you charging 120 for head? Thank you, Teresa. That's why I ain't pay you. No, I'm just playing. I don't know who the hell this is. Teresa. I don't know a woman named Teresa since preschool. Havona, you say Lene will probably hate Bakari now that her brother got shot for no reason because of his simple ass. Oh, I forgot that was Lene's brother already. Bakari's, man, that's another thing though, man. What is the odds of that? That is so random that he delivering Smokies to him at the exact time she doing the drive-by, and it's related to, that's another thing where I say they make this city look too small. That the odds of this happening where he say that, she go out there, do that at the exact time his girlfriend, brother, delivering from the restaurant that he also popped some, but Smokey's a death trap. Don't go to Smokey's. Don't go in the alley. Don't get no deliveries. Don't go to Smokey's. That's what it's called, Smokey's. You get smoked. Reg got shot over there. Everybody, don't go to Smokey's. Don't go. This is about to be your last meal. That's what they should call it, Smokey's. Your last meal. That's their new tagline. Yeah, man, straight up. Stephen Harris, you say Jake finally felt what Kev felt. It seemed like Jake lost his badass nonchalant attitude since Big Bro came back. That's true, and that is, Reg did have a good point that everything you know or kind of do, you took after me. And he did kind of try to act like he was hard, ever since he been gone, and he try to act hard around Kev and Papa, but he gets chin checked, whether it was Zay or Red, whoever. Jake lighter in the head. JKE Shad is crazy too, Jay. Of course, we don't know his and Red's relationship, but I ain't about to let my trigger happy cougar even pull up to Jake's house. Facts. I wouldn't either. And man, he's a fool. I wouldn't be leaving old girl talking about I'ma protect you. So you just want a job? Man, you better shoot the club up in that old ass cootie cat. It ain't about to get pregnant. You ain't gonna have to get a jerk 48 meal. Big Mama Chronicles, what you know about jerk 48? You live in Chicago? Jerk 48. I'm gonna be in Chicago next week, y'all. I'll be in Chicago next week for this industry party that my agent is throwing. And also my mom is coming in town, and I'll be picking my mom up from the airport. So I will be in Chicago next weekend. I got to get me some, of course, I got to get my pizza. Got to get me some riccobeanies. Got to get me some Harold's chicken. I'm going to be coming back with like a grocery bag full of fast food restaurants. Y'all want some chicken? People think I'm going to bring out a bag of wings to cook. No, it's already ready. I got Harold's. I got a 6-piece mild or a 6-piece with hot sauce. You want some burger? Oh, I got That's a Burger. I got burgers already made. What, you want a pizza? Hold on. I got a pizza. You're going to be like, man, what the hell? JKE, Jerk 48, shout out corporate business. I know, right? Corporate. He actually signed with my agent. Anyway. All right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. J Doe, you say over the course of the last 3 weeks of my treatment, I don't know, need to chop it up in Discord for the encouragement. Definitely, man. Definitely. Still in there in Discord, and definitely, need to chop it up. Everybody, I don't know, maybe I'll start doing a weekly members podcast again or something, so we can all chop it up and talk, build our community back up. A lot of drama and things was happening after COVID and different people. One of the things I had to be careful of is, everybody don't have the best intentions, and I allowed a few people to come in that only intention was to befriend people, to try to manipulate people so that they can follow them and not follow me. I mean, some people are very shady and snaky. Basically did like what Reg did to Jake, except we ain't brothers and it wasn't for women, but I befriended them, let them in to the Discord, and then instead of them doing their work and starting their own channel or whatever they want to do, or just asking me, hey, could you help or do this or that, they secretly do all anyway. I don't want to get into this. A lot of craziness out here, and people it's a lot of shady people in here. One of the problems I've always had with people that are shady is like it's easier for you to steal from me than to ask. Like it's easier for me to ask somebody than to steal. I can't steal from you. I can't. And even if you said no or this or that, fine. Because I want to have the right to say no to people. So when people say no to me, I accept it. Now maybe I may negotiate, try to talk around it, but if that's their final word, I leave it alone because I want people to, if that's my final word, to leave it alone too. Anyway, there's a lot of people out here don't do what they supposed to, but that's their life, you know. Big Mama, you say, because I know we will not judge them. I done lost what you talking about, Big Mama. But I appreciate you. You made me laugh a little bit this episode, this live. You had me over here reading what you was talking about. I had to clear it up though. Anyway, Stephen Harris, this is my last comment for the night. Say, I think we know how and why Emmett ends up in the hospital. It will be because his brother Damien still hasn't paid off his debt and Emmett will take the fall. Damn, yeah, that's probably true. He probably end up trying to stand up for his brother, helping, and end up catching the foo-fops. The thing is, when a person is a thief or have gambling problems, gambling, from what I've been learning in life from experience, I ain't never sat and tried to learn about gambling, but what I've learned through my experiences is that gambling is very powerful addiction, like people addicted to drugs. And that it can be very hard not to gamble. It's like your mind thinking, well, I'm going to hit the next one, or I've been down, it's my time to be up and things. So my point is, he gambling, I could not have him working the register. And he damn sure couldn't be doing the books. Because you could be starting to manipulate and saying we bringing in less than we are, and you taking the difference. So, you know, that's one of the worst things that you can have is a gambling addiction, because that money will go faster than if you was on drugs. Cocaine costs a lot, so you can run up a bill on coke. But gambling, whoo-wee, you can't work in my store around the money or the books. Straight up. Anyway, let me get up out of here, y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. I'll be live tomorrow at noon. I got a special guest. He was on The Godfather of Harlem as an actor. He also led a little interesting life. So we're going to chop it up a little bit about these things and more. And I'm going to do it live. So everybody come on through. I appreciate you, as always, for coming through. And I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Let me get up out of here. Deuces. Y'all be safe. And I'm out.